Good morning. You're watching the market right here with ET Now with Nikunj Dalmia, Tanveer Gill, Siddharth Thambre and me, Aisha Faridi in the ET Now Mumbai News Centre. Well, the Dow rally has now entered an 8th consecutive day. We're nicely consolidating around the 10,800 mark. Today may just be that litmus test. You'll have the Karnataka election outcome soon. The counting is going to begin. And that would be a deciding factor for the markets. The fact that the kingmaker or the power now seems to be with the JDS, BSP combined. Which party do they choose to align with? Who's going to form the majority? That's going to be a bit of a market moving event. Whether they go solo, BJP, then you can definitely see that big pop and maybe an attempt to claw back to their all-time high.
Yeah, so I guess from a market standpoint, that is it.
Yeah.
That is it, and that may translate into a 100 to 150 point nifty swing depending on the verdict. A BJP government supported by JDS, I think, is in the price. That may not really move the market, that may not really shake the market, but anything which goes against the current ruling party and anything which goes completely in favor of ruling party on a standalone basis, that is not something what markets are betting on. But before we open it up to all the other aspects which could influence your portfolio today, which could track your portfolio today, I want to go back to that data analysis which we did last week, that what really has been the impact of state elections on benchmark indices. And I think that data point is self-explanatory, and it's a very easy data point which just tells you that in the short term there may be a mood swing of 1% to about 3%. But if you take the look at the longer term pattern of stock markets, the impact of state election rarely lasts beyond 15-20 days. And there is empirical data which in a sense will just support this kind of an argument which I'm just trying to bring out bring out for our viewers, that state elections don't have a very large impact when it comes to Indian stock markets on a longer term basis.
No, but I think this morning it's really going to be about the election result and its influence on the markets, whether or not, and that's really our pet theme this morning, whether or not the BJP can form a coalition government in Karnataka, or will it be really a case of Congress coming back. Congress versus BJP are going neck to neck. It's really about whether Karnataka will be swept by an anti-incumbency wave, and that would strengthen BJP's position at the centre. Perhaps also the prospects of them coming back with a bang in the general elections of next year, or will the people of Karnataka choose to go with the Congress's main hold on the state? Because remember, it's really been historically a state dominated by the hand. And that's going to be the key talking point as well. I mean, we need to reiterate that while we've shown the relationship between election results and markets, it's not just about this one particular state. It is about the other states which are going to be coming to elections, which is Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, and then what this really means in terms of a prelude to what can happen in the general elections. Mind you, I know this may not be an apples to apples comparison, but Nikunj, Aisha and Siddharth, last time in 2014, 6 months before the election result, with the appointment of the new government, we saw a big rally in the markets. Who's to say what the market factors in come another 6 months?
Yeah, but I guess 2014 was a very different scenario. We were looking at the government at the center changing and kicking out, a dominant large party. This was the first coming for Narendra Modi. Things were very different, I guess.
No,
but Siddharth, you've been tracking.
It may have been a different scenario. My only thing is what the market takes away from the scenario. So I'm just saying that we saw the markets pricing in an anti-incumbency wave 6 months in advance. Who knows what the market starts pricing in this time around and when it starts doing so?
See, I'll give you, so you're taking last time's example, but let me give you two more examples. When India did not come to power in 2004, 2005, I'm jogging my memory, the market was circuit down. When Manmohan Singh was elected for the second term, markets went circuit up. So to understand that what the impact of elections is going to be and how markets really, maneuver themselves in the run up to the election, I guess frankly it is very difficult. What matters today is the fact that markets are pricing in a BJP and a JDS victory. That is what markets are pricing in. Any other verdict is going to have an impact on the market positioning. If it's a clean BJP victory without any outside support, we may go closer to the previous high. If it is not there, then the current market level may act as a stiff resistance. I mean, so for me, that story starts there and it ends there. That is purely from today's event positioning. But you're right, you know, the political pundits will start guessing, everybody will start commenting. This just gives you one more extra dimension which will keep you occupied. It may not influence you, but it will keep you occupied. So suddenly from interest rates and Donald Trump, you will start talking about 2019 verdict. So the narrative is going to change completely, and it's going to be interesting. But today, if the scenario is that a BJP JDS victory is in the price, anything adverse is going to have impact on the market.
Well, it's going to be interesting, and it's going to be taking only 1.5 hours to, you know, clear the picture what's going to happen. And I don't know much about how the politics would shape up, but I know that what happened in Gujarat exit polls and what we were discussing when, you know, counting started. So this exit polls and their outcomes, you can see a completely different scenario once the counting start, and it's going to start in, you know, a few minutes from now. But moving on to markets, and that's more important because that's what Nikunj was highlighting, that the impact of state elections on market have not been very significant over a period of time, barring one or two instances. So let's get to markets, and 10,700 Nifty put has been adding a lot of open interest, indicating that's the near-term support for the market. And that is just 100 points from current levels. At the same time, you know, we were thinking that why implied volatility is moving higher despite markets moving higher, and that was because of state election event. And after today, irrespective of the outcome, if it's not too drastic for market, you would see that implied volatility come down. In an ideal scenario, markets have rallied 700 points. IV should have been around 11.5%. So what we are anticipating is around 250-300 basis point cut in implied volatility, and that would be a merrymaking for option writers. So keep eye on implied volatility today. It has been stock specific market, but not all stocks are going down. So list of stocks on your screen which have been adding short positions: Tata Motors, Tata Global. Will dwell more into that stock. Ashok Leyland is also one of the stock which added a lot of short positions. Yes, there were names like Canbank, Sun TV, Cipla adding a lot of long positions, and rallies in SBI and Infi was predominantly because of unwinding. So be wary of the fact that till the time stocks don't add long positions, you should not be getting gungo into them. So all in all, it seemed to be a stock specific day. A lot of volatility would be determined in next 1.5 hours what happens in the counting.
Yeah, no, that indeed is going to be the main story that we're going to follow all day long. This is not just, let me remind our viewers, it's not just about the election results that comes out in Karnataka, and I think the initial leads have started coming in, which gives Congress some margin ahead in the #1 spot. But you know, these are just the initial numbers. 18 seats counted out of 222. The exit polls are calling for a neck-to-neck contest between the BJP as well as the Congress, and it's going to be critical. It's really the signaling of you know, what these results entail, how it goes out to lay the impression on what the BJP's position would be like in the upcoming general elections, or in the general elections slated 12 months down the line. That's going to be the key for the markets. But as of now, the initial leads, 12 for Congress as we speak.
Okay, the other talking point is that, okay, Karnataka is important, it will keep us busy. But guys, what's going on in the markets? What is going on in the markets?
I mean, I hope if there is a BJP victory and we do see that 150, 200 point rally on the Nifty, it does rub off on the mid caps and they stop falling.
No, mid cap stocks are in a tizzy. And I don't think the selling in Reliance Naval or a Jet Airways or Deccan, you know, Delta Corp has got anything to do with Karnataka elections. Yeah. Your gambling habits or your flying habits are now going to change depending on what the verdict here is. So I think that is very, very important, and we'll talk about it. But Supriya, good morning. Late at work, early morning, that's what election compulsions are, Supriya, isn't it?
Absolutely, and I totally love the dance of democracy, and unlike all of you, I don't want any party to win. I think it should be a free and fair election, That's what counts the most. But yes, you're right, early leads are giving the Congress an edge. This is an extremely crucial election. This isn't just another state assembly elections. I mean, in my living memory, I don't remember Karnataka being covered like this. A, it's a prelude to 2019, and B, I think we're going to take a lot of cues from Karnataka as we go into Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh. All cowbelt areas, all states where BJP has peaks. So it's a very, very crucial high-stake election for both parties. For the Congress, it's a do or die. This is one of the big bastions that they hold only to actually Punjab, Puducherry, Mizoram and Karnataka. They wouldn't want to let go of this. It's a humming economy. They would want to retain power here. They've done some good work, and which is why I think the anti-incumbency has been very low. From the BJP's point of view, this is a very important state because this is a state where they have tasted success in the south. They don't have a foothold in Tamil Nadu or in Kerala or in Andhra Pradesh or in Telangana, and which is why it's also very important for them to go back and fight for Karnataka, because Karnataka contributes about 130 odd seats to the Lok Sabha. Not Karnataka, sorry, the south contributes 130 odd seats to the Lok Sabha. Karnataka does about 28. So I think it's a do or die battle for both sides, and markets will be watching out for which way the verdict goes, because that will be the political narrative. Are Modi and Amit Shah invincible? Is the aura fading? Is Rahul Gandhi on the rise? Can he cement the anti-Modi alliance? There will be very, very crucial factors that Karnataka will throw up. But I'm given to understand our colleague Rahul Dayama is joining us all the way from Bengaluru with early leads, and it looks like the Congress is in command as far as early leads are concerned. But just to put a word of caution there, this could be postal ballots. This could be very, very few constituencies that's throwing up that trend, because remember, Karnataka is divided in four categories: north, south, the coastal region, and of course the central. So let's go across to Rahul and find out the mood on the ground and what does this early lead really mean. Rahul?
Supriya, you're right. You know, it's early leads. We are understanding from Election Commission officials that these are postal ballots indeed. So we will have to wait for another half an hour, 45 minutes for the strong trends to really emerge. But the picture will really be clear in the next 3.5 hours really. The mood on the ground really, I am at Mount Carmel College, Bengaluru. This is the counting center as far as Bangalore is concerned. And as you can really see, if I ask my cameraman to really pan, huge security arrangements in place. Bangalore really has 4 counting centers, and as you can see, about 50,000 strong forces have really been deployed in Karnataka. As you have rightly mentioned, you know, it will be a very keenly watched battle. We aren't really sure when was the last time that Karnataka was covered so closely, because both Siddaramaiah and Amit Shah have made it clear that this will be the semi-final as far as 2019 is concerned. If you were to also look at the exit polls, they are quite a divided house. 2-3 of them, most of them indicating that this will be a hung assembly. In that case, really, we will see JDS really emerge as a kingmaker. Also, we've also seen from morning that, you know, divine intervention is being sought. Kumaraswamy visited temple in Mandya, his constituency. Yediyurappa has special pujas at his home. Sri Ramalu also had special pujas at his home. So large divine intervention also being sought. But probably in the next 30-35 minutes, we will see strong trends emerge. For now, it's the postal ballot really being counted.
Okay. Right, Rahul. Thanks a lot for that. Now, let me just mark the early leads here, and these are early leads. We should not jump to any kind of a conclusion based on the first 30-40 seats, not even 30-40 seats,
25.
Actually 25 seats where the outcome has come. Remember, early leads could change. These are state elections. There could be a twist in the tail. We've seen what happened with the Gujarat elections. You know, it started in favor of BJP, then Congress started leading, and then BJP finally made it to the halfway mark. The early leads are indicating that it's a good start for Congress. It is not a great start for BJP and JDS 3. So JDS and BJP combined also are lower than Congress, at least for the moment. Let's take a break. When we come back, HUL numbers, selling in mid caps, and then which are some of the other key numbers which could influence your portfolio today.